Today we'll talk about the conditional statements. So basically the programs are made of input statements, calculation statements and output statements. So what is this basic programs and other statements? We call it as short form selection statements. So these selection statements comes under the category control statements. So what is mean by the selection statements? The selection statements allows the programmer to choose between different actions based on one or more conditions. So I repeat, a selection statements allows the programmer to choose between different actions based on one or more actions. So we'll see what are the basic objectives for this control statements. It will be clear once we enter into the objectives. So discussion on relational and equality expressions in achieving simple selections. As we have come across relational and equality expressions. So what is the relational and equality expressions? We'll be seeing in the upcoming video session. One-way selection using if statement. One-way selection using if statement. So if statement can be make a path to provide the one-way selection. How we'll be seeing how it can be applied. That we'll be seeing in the upcoming video. Two-way selection using if-else statement. Multi-way selection using nested if-else statement. Show how complex decisions can be made by combining relational equality expressions with logical expressions. So next point, understanding how we can make a multi-way selection in which the decision is made on discrete values using switch statement. So what is that switch statement we'll be seeing in the upcoming video session. Show how we can use a conditional expression instead of simple if-else statement. So finally we'll see how the simple selection statement has come across these control statements. As we have seen in the previous video regarding the simple selection, we'll see in detail what is that simple selection. So to solve some programs, true or false, condition-based decision-making statements are used. So we have come across the conditional statements, different types of conditional statements as we have known already, but there is a concept exists behind it that we call it as simple selection. We need to execute a set of statements if the condition is true. If the condition is false, we need to execute another set of statements or no statements. This process is referred as a selection. So how do we create the condition that should be tested? So I repeat the question, how do we create the condition that should be tested? The answer is, we use the expressions when the values are either true or false. So this simple selection can be used when the statement is true or false. So that with this simple selection concept, we will come to the next expression called relational and equality expressions. So what is that relational and equality expressions? So these are the main expressions that are going to play a main role in providing the simple decisions that we got for writing a simple programs. So for that simple expressions, we use simple decision making statements. We use relational or equality expressions. So for this, we see a small table that shows a quick reference for distinguishing the two groups, that is relational and equality, relational operators and the equality operators. So what is that? Relational operators and equality operators. So there are set of conditions are occurring for the relational operators, and there are another set of conditions are occurred for the equality operators. Now we'll talk about relational expressions and equality expressions. We'll see the example of one relational expression, that is A less than or equal to B, one condition. So when this condition is going to follow two conditions. That is, either it is true or it is false. When it is going to be true, that is A less than or equal to B, that means if this expression follows A less than or equal to B, then it is said to be true. If your answer is going to be greater than B, then this particular expression is going to be false. So there are some of the important examples that we need to follow for the relational expressions. So what are the some of the important examples? That 5 less than or equal to 3.24. We see the left operand is 5, that is not having 5.04. It is not following the float operation, but since how it will refer as the left operand is first promoted to 5.02, the result is false. Next we'll see another expression, 5.0 less than or equal to 5. The right operand is promoted to 5.0. So the result is true. So we'll see next operand, 3, next condition, 3 greater than false. The result operand, the right operand is promoted to 0. The result is true. That means 3 greater than false. That is, the right operand is default, it is promoted to 0. That's why this result is going to become as true. 5 greater than or equal to 2.2. The left operand is promoted to 5.0. The result is true. That means whenever the right operand is following float operation, the left operand is default, it was converted to 5, that is float operation, then it follows the true condition. So if you see the second condition, 5.0, the right operand is promoted to 5.0, the result is true. That means here the right operand is following the float condition, another condition which is making the result is true. So these are some of the important examples that we need to remember. Next we follow the expression called equality. So that is 3 equal to 4. Then the result is false. This is not true. 4 equal to 4 only, the result is true. True equal to false. The result is converted to 1 equal to 0. So the result is false. So we see some important scenario existing behind the equality expressions. True is not equal to false. This expression is converted to 1 not equal to 0. So we see this result is true. Why? Here the true is converted to 1 which is not equal to 0. That's why it is true. 3 not equal to false. The result operand is changed to 0. The result is true. That means the false statement is converted to 0. That is, 3 is not equal to 0. That's why this statement is true. Now 65 not equal to alphabet A. The result is false because A is converted to 65. So this operator only is converted. So obviously the statement is going to be false.